Democrats are still buzzing about the stunning Senate deal reached this week that would dedicate $369 billion to the fight against climate change and give a real shot in the arm to the Biden agenda ahead of pivotal midterm elections this fall. One potential roadblock, Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema, who has refused to say whether she will support the bill and was missing from a Democratic caucus meeting yesterday. Let's bring in Senator Brian Schatz from Hawaii, the Democrats' deputy whip. Have you seen Senator Sinema? Will she vote to support it?
Well, I'm certainly not her spokesperson. I talked to her several times yesterday, and I think it's reasonable. This is a big bill, and I know she was deeply involved in getting the CHIPS bill enacted into law and then trying to get marriage equality across the finish line. So I don't think she's had time to dig in, and I know she's someone who likes to understand the details of legislation, so perfectly reasonable to take a few days. I don't speak for her, but I can tell you that every time I've talked to her about climate, she wants to take major, bold action. Certainly the state of Arizona is experiencing the negative impacts of climate change. So I won't predict anything except to say we're in good conversations, and it is not at all unreasonable for a member to want a couple of days to read the bill.
So big picture, is your confidence level high that you have the votes?
Yeah, I'm confident but not overconfident because obviously we've been here before and we've been on the precipice of enacting this kind of legislation before. So nothing is over until the president signs this bill, and with a 50-50 Senate and an almost 50-50 House, it's going to be hard. But we do stand on the precipice of reducing the cost of prescription medicine for millions of Americans by making billion-dollar corporations pay at least 15%. A lot of them pay zero, and of taking the most important climate action that the American government has ever taken, reducing emissions by 40% by the year 2030. So this isn't pie-in-the-sky stuff. This is going to transform the American economy in a positive way and save people money and create new jobs while attacking the climate crisis. I could not be more thrilled.
Tell me why you think this happened now. Do you think it's everything that's going on? You mentioned Arizona. There's almost not a state where we haven't seen absolutely devastating weather. Right now, it's going on in Kentucky. There are children who are dying in floods. We saw the Strip last night in Vegas being flooded. What moved this?
You know, I don't know. I do think that there's not a single reasonable person out there who doesn't understand the urgency of climate change and understand that weather is getting really severe, and storms and floods and wildfires are getting not just more severe, but way, way more frequent. And so when you experience it in real time, it becomes less of a political question and more of a question of physics, but also a question of morality. So I think the impetus is there to take action. And I think the other thing that needs to be said is that Chuck Schumer never left the table, and Joe Manchin actually, despite what it looked like, never left the table, and they just kind of stayed in there through a very, very difficult period of negotiating. And we have a bill that will reduce inflation, reduce the cost of prescription medicine, and be a big, bold climate bill.
This isn't the only thing on your plate. Republicans, as you well know, tanked that widely supported bipartisan bill that expanded medical coverage for veterans exposed to toxic burn pits. Veterans are furious. What do you think is going on here? And will this bill eventually make it through? Chuck Schumer says he'll bring it back up on Monday.
Well, we'll see what happens in the vote on Monday, but they are clearly, taking their marbles and going home. They're so mad that we're going to actually execute on our agenda, that we're going to do what we promised to do, that they're going to tank other bills that they claim to support. It started with the CHIPS bill. They said they were going to tank something that they said was essential for national security and for the American economy if we went ahead and reduced the cost of prescription medicine. That gambit didn't work. Now they're trying to tank the PACT Act, which takes care of veterans who have been exposed to burn pits, for goodness sakes. And now there's at least some chatter that they're going to kill gay marriage if we try to enact this legislation to reduce the cost of prescription medicine. We're not going to be deterred. That's the first thing that everybody needs to know. But the second thing is, just as not just a moral matter, but as a political matter, it strikes me as stupid to try to punish the American people because Democrats are doing popular things.